It can be quite intimidating when these big plot sizes are mentioned, but let's not get too defensive about it. I've had allotments for years beyond number, and I hope I can help you to think about what size of plot you want. Not many people would want a full plot these days, but allotments are not just about a few vegetables in the summer. You can have vegetables all the year round. The point is to do it easily and to do it well, and for that you need some space. Imagine a piece of ground 4 or 5 meters wide and 1 meter deep, 5 square meters say. An allotment will need space for compost heaps and storage. There may already be some fruit plants, perhaps some rhubarb or autumn raspberries, and there should be a herb bed with sage, rosemary, thyme, tarragon, lavender and some room for flowers. Allow about 15 square meters for all of this. I'd like to start in November and tell you about the winter vegetables I would be growing. Your runner beans have only just finished and the courgettes have stopped, and you've got enough pumpkins and butternut squashes put away to last through till Christmas. That ground can now have some compost put on it and be covered up with a piece of horticultural fabric to discourage weeds and stop the rain from pounding it down. We don't dig a lot these days. We should allow some space as well for winter salads and a row of carrots and an odd patch of spinach that will be scattered around the allotment in various places, planted in the summer as and when there was space available. In the ground you've got parsnips ready to lift. These will last you until April, and at 2 a week for 6 months is about 50 plants, so allow a metre for that. You'll also have leeks, which will last you until, say, May, another 5 metres. I like to have enough Brussels sprouts to last beyond Christmas, and cabbages that will last into March. I also have a couple of rows of purple sprouting broccoli, a valuable plant from March till May when vegetables are in short supply, and it's never very good when you get it from a supermarket. In November I sow broad beans, the variety called aquadulse. It's completely hardy and it earns its keep in May, when it's a very good crop, when there are very few vegetables about. You get 100 seeds in a packet and you might as well sow them all. From December onwards you can plant garlic and shallots. Shallots are very easy to grow, much easier than onions, and they're just the right size to chop up into a salad or to use as a garnish. They don't have a high yield, so they need a good bit of space, but they are worth it. In the spring I'll be sowing some parsnips. I'm still lifting parsnips from the other end of the plot, but I need to sow next year's now. And then I'll be preparing and planting the seed bed in which I'll be growing the cabbagey things and the leek plants which I'll be planting out in the summer. Peas are quite easy to grow and expensive to buy, so I recommend that you grow some and also have some snap peas and sugar peas. And of course in April you'll be thinking about starting some potatoes. I always grow the fancy varieties that are so expensive in the supermarket. They're no harder than ordinary potatoes. Then there's a bed for the other summery sorts of vegetables, beetroots, etc. Some of this planting has been done on the bean, courgette and pumpkin beds which we cleared earlier. So I'm just going to adjust this diagram to move everything up a bit. It's a pity you can't do this on the ground. It would make crop rotation a lot easier. So then in the late spring I'll be looking to plant out my runner bean plot. You plant half of it as early as you can with plants raised on the kitchen windowsill, and then plant the other half when the first lot have got their flowers formed. That way you've still got nice tender runner beans into October and possibly into November if the frosts don't come early. And you plant out your courgettes and marrows and your pumpkins and your squashes and tomatoes. As you see, someone like me will easily use 100 square meters of allotment, and there's plenty more I would like to do if there were space. Well, of course, I don't expect everyone to grow vegetables just in the same way that I do. On a smaller plot you could grow less of each thing, or just grow fewer different crops. But one thing to consider is that planting a second row of something takes hardly any more time than planting the first one. I hope what I've said will help you to work out for yourself what sort of allotment you would like and how big you would like it.